Hello and welcome to another Mario Party 7 minigame review.
This time we reviewed Mad Props, and it was a really good minigame, and it was up there with some of the best we've had so far this game. But yeah, just a simplistic duel minigame. Finally, about time we have a good one. And if things weren't looking good enough already, we are on to our final Bowser multiplayer minigame. The first two were already good, so expectations are pretty high for this one. This one being called Magmagical Journey. So let's get to this minigame, shall we?
So here's how you play this minigame. You and the other three players are at a gigantic obstacle course again. However, this time it is over lava. And this time, the Koopa Kids, they will be shooting at you from railroads, and they'll be above you, pretty much. Your job is to just simply get to the end without the Koopa Kids shooting you or falling into the lava. Either way, you lose half your coins. Yeah, that is kinda it, but there is other stuff to this minigame, including the fact that the auto-scroller here. There is an invisible wall, to let you know, and that has actually screwed me over on a decent amount of attempts, without me even realizing. I didn't even know there was an invisible wall in this minigame until earlier this year. That's kind of scary, but it's nothing too big. But there is one big problem. The stupid-ass computers. They have been constant problems in a decent amount of minigames. Bulldozers from Mario Party 6. But yeah, they're not as big of a problem in this one as bulldozers, or a decent amount of minigames, but this is just not really a good way of using them, because they could just be a gigantic hindrance, especially since the course does not change at all, which is actually a big shame, because this is the type of minigame where course variation would perfectly work and make this minigame even better than it already is. But this minigame on its own is a pretty good one, especially for the Bowser minigame's sake, again. And I'm seriously telling you, if I would have to choose which Mario Party had a better selection of Bowser minigames, this is definitely the best one so far, because I'm telling you, this is a good selection of Bowser minigames, and this is just the perfect end for all three of them. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, right. There are single-player Bowser minigames. I'll give you a spoiler that I don't like these. Those minigames, they feel like a bigger time waster than the DK single-player minigames. But we're not at those yet. We are still on the final of the multiplayer minigames. But the fact that we're getting them out of the way this quickly is kind of surprising. But yeah, you can kind of tell I don't have too much on this minigame. So the overall thoughts, we go!
Surprisingly, this is a really good minigame as usual. Yeah, I'm not really surprised at all. This was down to be a good one from the start. It takes a more slow pace to these, action types of minigames for the Bowser minigames. And I kind of think that the invisible wall does put a bit of boundaries on where you can go, and the other players, they can act stupid and just you over, but I don't mind that too much. And I will say, you don't lose everything for this minigame, you only lose half your coins, but it's still a simplistic fun time. And also there's two different types of paths you can take. You can either take the small rocks or take the tall rocks. Either one is your choice, and yeah, that's neat. And the Koopa Kids are obviously firing at you again with these fireballs, obviously, but they really don't do much, and they're pretty easy to avoid. It's just a matter of the lava and the other players that are the problem. Like Mad Props, I'm giving it 4 stars. I still think Funsticle Course is better, but I still think this is a really good one. And that's it for today. Up next, we're reviewing Math Mortician. See you guys then.